Welcome to week 38 of my Trading for a Living challenge, where the goal is to make over $1,000 every single week trading options. Now, for week 38, you can see that I smashed the goal by 30% or $306 from an absolute perspective. And if we have a look at month 10 as a total now, you can see that by $98 overall for month 10. I'm doing a lot better with my trading, mainly down to two reasons. One, opening out the account to a margin account, which I've spoken about a lot now already over the past few weeks, but also going out in exploration, doing longer cycles and adjusting those positions within those current cycles to pick up more premium. And you'll see a classic example of that in this video, where the majority of this income has come from an adjustment in the same May cycle period. So if we have a look where we are overall, again, it only took me 0.25. It's not very, I only did a total of 3 trades, and one of them was just closing down an IWM strangle, an adjustment, and one brand new trade, which we'll look at again in this video. So it doesn't take me very long. We are now 8%. I don't think we've been 8% for a while. Just having a quick look now. Last time we were 8% was on week 4. We're starting to enjoy this a bit more, starting to come back. And I said, I don't think we will get positive or flat. I think we'll be somewhere between the 5 and 10% mark at the end of this challenge. So you can see here that I've nearly done one full day to make just under $36,000. So if we have a look at my buying power, this is the highest it's been since this challenge, because I've opened a new trade and the stock I've opened it on, it's very high in terms of the margin I need to put up, and it was a big position in terms of contracts and everything. So that's why we are now above the 40% mark. So still a lot of room there available to trade, but that is starting to creep up for me to maintain these positions. So if we head over to the trades, what we'll do, we'll look at the trades that I've placed first, and then we'll look back at, Vesta and Tesla, which are some of the big positions in this portfolio. So one of the positions that I adjusted was Coinbase. And again, I always put the screenshot of all the trades that I did, so you guys can go back and pause it and have a look at what I've done. And I had that I sold originally at the $30 strike. So I bought those puts back for $248, which I initially sold for $688. So that would have been a nice realized P&L of $450. And then I went a bit aggressive in my view. I probably should have gone to the 40, but because I'm chasing this weekly premium number, I rolled up to the 45 strike and obtained $1,000 in premium. So the total for that roll was a credit of 816 of the 1,300 that I made there. And again, this is that needs to come out. Sorry, in terms of that needs to go there. So that is the overall situation with this particular trade on that one. And again, I'm just adjusting a position that has gone my way within the cycle, and that's what I like to do. And if Coinbase starts tanking, I can't use Coinbase as an adjustment in the remainder of the cycle, and I'll be rolling out 21 days before expiration, which is next Friday or next Thursday, next Friday, I believe, in there. So that was that one. The other one that we talk about was IWM. So IWM, I closed this out. So I picked up $401. I bought the strangle back for $11. Therefore, I netted $390 with this IWM trade. And what I'm going to do actually is just hide this there, because we don't need this one going forward. And then the last one is the new trade. I did it on Mara. So for those who are not familiar with Mara, Mara is a crypto miner. It has started to skyrocket, and we'll look into the chart in a second. But I sold the 22.5 core for 10 contracts at $53 per contract. So you can see here 10 contracts at the 22.5 strike, $530 in premium, 6K buying power used to generate that amount of premium. So we had the Coinbase adjustment, the Mara new trade, and buyback of IWM, which has given us the 1335 overall credit for the day. So if we firstly look at Coinbase, you can see where we rolled up from the 30 to the 45. I've got the 120, 130 inside here, which again, I can look to roll these down, and that's what I mean by adjusting the strike, the current cycle. I could go aggressive to the 100 to pick up more premium. That is a potential trade for this week as Coinbase starts to hang around its monthly pivot level. So you can see here that it's been in this range, which makes it very easy to trade. And Coinbase does have high implied volatility, which is why I've done quite well on Coinbase in this overall series. So if we go to Mara, you can see here, I have to put this all the way down. My call's all the way out here at the 22.5 strike, and I'm just going to look now very quickly. It hasn't been at 22.5 since April last year, so it's still got a long way to go. Pretty much has to double 90 odd percent thereabouts. It has to go up for Mara to get to where I need to get to. I'm sure it'll do some other things by that. And this is my first June 16th expiration, which is the next cycle. So where I like to place trades 45 to 60 days out. The May cycle is around 30 odd days away. So therefore June was the next cycle to do this. So again, we'll track this on the spreadsheet, and very similar to Coinbase as well. It has been hovering around its kind of pivot levels, and it missed its weekly pivot currently, and again pre-market it's up from 1144 to 1208. So it's a very volatile stock, and it was as low as $3, and it's gone up to 13. So it can go to 22.50, but again, I'll manage this position and sell puts against it if I start to get into trouble on this actual position. So if we have a very quick look at some of the other positions, if I can spell Tesla, that might help. You can see here that we are very close to, well, we were very close to the 180 put. We now are pre-market up at 187. Tesla does have earnings coming up on Wednesday after the close. I might look to roll this position if I remember, because I think I need to re-look at this situation. I'm very comfortable with my 220 and 240. I'll let those play out through earnings. But this one here, I might look to roll out this in the call. And again, this stupid call, I'll be looking to roll this up to the 135 and sell whatever put I need to sell to offset the debit that I'm going to pay. So if I roll up by $5, it'll probably cost me between $400 to $450 to roll. I'll look to try to get $450 in premium with this put. This is timed by 3 because there's 3 contracts in this one. But again, it's hovering inside this range, so selling calls outside of here is not a bad place to be. So I'm relatively comfortable with where Tesla is at the moment. And then lastly, the last one just to really look at for you guys is Meta. So Meta, I sold some puts at the 170, which are, expiring with us. And as always, Meta doesn't go down, right? It's got its monthly pivot here, has got earnings, I think, next week on the 26th. Meta's got really some really good earnings for Meta to keep going higher. This is the straightest line I've ever seen in my life. It's got to pull back eventually into this as well. So I'll be doing the same thing of where I will be rolling this call up by $5 and then selling a put wherever I need to offset the dollar value of that. But I'm expecting a drop in Meta at some point. It's probably earnings. And why I'm saying, if you're looking from a technical perspective, is we've got this line here, higher highs, and the RSI is just flat. It can't sustain this growth. We're going to have one day where it's just going to do that. It's going to happen sooner rather than later. And that's why I also have, and I'm telling you this now, this is why I have monthly pivot points, because where it stops, it'll probably stop around this level and hover around this level, which is why this level is important, especially if I'm selling puts. I don't really want to go above the 198-ish mark. 190 is probably the furthest I'll go to support where I need to get to. But that's really where I am. This stupid call is not helping me here. So again, I'm rolling for debits. So these two are cancelling each other out pretty much. So rolling for debits. I really wish I got 200 shares at 139.50, right? And the price is 219. So it doesn't take me a very long time, probably before this challenge is over, for me to get hit. I just need to get to 140, right? If I get to 140, I'll dump the shares, get out of this position, and then I'll be very happy with things. So I'm not really bothered about the upside, because I'd rather just get to 140 and give back all the upside MBSI and the shares at 140. So we shall see how it goes and take it one step at a time. But I really hope you've enjoyed this video for the update. Again, doing very well, making money every single week. If you want to learn how to make money with this, I beg you to subscribe to this channel. I do weekly videos on helping you guys become a better trader. And I shall see you guys in the next one.